Well, godliness is not forcing others to do what is right. Godliness is using the freedom that you have to good purpose. So, I may have to work to earn a living, but my free time I can spend in godliness and in noble purpose. And even in the work that I do, there is much freedom, much opportunity to be pleasant to people, helpful, doing what I can within the constraints of the job that I'm doing. Within the constraints, not beyond. To do things that are beyond simply get you thrown out of the job. Obviously, you're not achieving what you're there employed to do. Do I have a freedom to choose a good occupation rather than a bad one? Well, then obviously you choose the good one. That goes without saying, doesn't it? I mean, unless it leaves you so poor you can't, whatever adequate is, look after yourself and family, if family you have. Quite simply, godliness is doing the good that is feasible, not imposing the good on others. If you impose, you will get resistance, of course. I mean, you wouldn't need to impose if it was something they wanted to do anyway. You would just suggest and they'd do it. So, if you impose, you suffer reprisals, and reprisals, well, quite simply can wipe you out. Not wise. The state does indeed have a monopoly of force, and it does use it, else the state would not exist. In which case, well, I suppose, as a nation, you'd be overrun by another state that does impose. And we're not claiming that the state is right in some sense, only has the power. We are not seizing power and having a furious fight with, say, the state or any other body. We are subject to the power of the state. But the state has very limited scope of what it wants to achieve. And the freedom that we are left with, well, by definition, we are free to use to good or to evil. The godly use it to good, of course, by definition. But it is their definition, their God. Your God. And you learn accordingly. Thank you, Dad.